I'm Nell Bernstein. I'm the author of Burning Down the House, The End of Juvenile Prison. So as I began learning firsthand about the juvenile justice system, I also began to do some research and reading and learned, among other things, about the JJDPA, which was intended to protect young people within this system, which was itself intended to protect them. And I think what really jumped out at me about those core protections was the insistence that we not incarcerate status offenders, kids who had done something that would not be criminalized if they were adults. Because maybe it's because I started out working in a group home, but so many of the young people I was close to wound up in trouble with the law for things that were related essentially to not having parents or having parents from whom they had been taken by the state. And, I'm thinking of one young woman in particular, a girl I call Eliza in my book, who lived with her great-grandmother until she was 11, at which point the state decided that her great-grandmother, who loved her dearly, was too old to take care of her. And by the time I met her, she was 14 and had been through more foster homes and group homes than she could count. She thought it was in the 30 range, maybe 40, and had decided, because of her experiences in those places, that she was better off on her own. And she did pretty well on her own. She enrolled herself in school. She got a job by lying about her age. She sometimes slept on the street, sometimes bunked with friends, but she was making it. And she really felt that she was better off on her own than in a home where she felt unloved and unwanted. But because she was in the foster care system, it was essentially illegal for her to take care of herself. And that's what made me realize how important the protection against criminalizing status offenders was. In her case, she wound up in juvenile hall for 6 months, and it was devastating for a girl who really had not committed a crime to spend 6 months behind bars. Really sharp girl whose education was not just put on hold, but pretty much permanently interrupted by the experience. The JJDPA matters in a lot of ways. For example, its focus on racial disparities is very important. Its focus on status offenders. But I think it matters most in that it tells these kids who feel very much that they've been abandoned by society, by authority, by government, that they do matter, that the federal government is looking out for them, and that the nation cares about them, because they don't feel that way most of the time.